You may now begin your presentation.
15th August, 1947.
At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Today, India is looked upon as a booming economy, a hub of immense growth, and a land of opportunity. But the truth is that there is another India, the India that lacks this opportunity, the India that aspires for a brighter future, the India that must not be forgotten from our own story. It is now time for this other India to walk its path of freedom. There was one man who dreamt of this India to grow, achieve, and lead.
There was one man who saw India, how even India couldn't. Mahatma Gandhi.
Imbibing his principles of welfare of all and upliftment of the poor, SAIF HR College of Commerce and Economics set forth on the path to bring about inclusive growth and address the problems of those at the bottom of the pyramid.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pratik Matai.
Vandani Bhandari, Ketki Prabhat,
Bhavi Doshi,
Vivek Kotak,
Rahul Sanghi.
And we are
SAIF India.
Today, we present two of our projects. Project Chirag, where Chirag means light, and Project Asha, Asha meaning hope.
India's heart beats in its villages. An estimated 70% of its 1.2 billion population live in rural India. Isn't it tragic that years after the invention of electricity, 72,000 villages with approximately 400 million Indians still do not have access to electricity in any form? That's 40% of India, according to a recent World Bank report.
We started Project Chirag in March 2010 and have been targeting villages that have no access to electricity and where majority of the inhabitants live below the poverty line.
Project Chirag runs on a dual objective model. The first objective is to improve the standard of living and enhance the quality of life of the villagers by providing them with solar home lighting solutions.
The second objective is to empower the differently abled communities by providing them with the requisite skills to assemble and maintain solar equipment.
Our project model aims at linking the two beneficiaries together, the villagers as the receivers of light and the differently abled as the enablers.
Can you imagine darkness? What if the visual on the screen was the vision in your eyes? This is the plight of millions of rural Indians every day post-sunset. Their day ends when the sun goes down.
Infinite number of productive hours lost.
Deaths caused due to snake bites.
Inaccessible healthcare facilities.
Children unable to study after dusk.
Crops destroyed by wild animals in the dark.
This is the aftermath of a sunset.
A needs assessment survey conducted by our team showed that most villagers use kerosene lamps as their source of light. Every rural household consumes an average of 1.6 gallons of kerosene per month, which is meant to be available to them at a subsidized rate of $1 a gallon. However, due to inefficiency in the public distribution system, they are forced to pay close to double of this at $2 a gallon.
These kerosene lamps not only emit poor quality of light, but also pose a serious fire hazard. They emit levels of indoor air pollution that are significantly higher than the WHO guidelines.
Due to the remoteness of these villages and the extreme environmental cost of providing electricity, we have resorted to an off-grid green solution.
We provide this community with solar home lighting solutions that are continuously available, durable, pollution-free and affordable. This is made available to the villagers through a public-private community partnership model. For a nominal fee, each household is provided with 2 solar panels, a fixed solar light, and a portable solar lantern with an inbuilt mobile charging facility.
What started off as a dream to light one village of 90 homes has in just 2.5 years impacted over 3,800 households across 101 villages, transforming the lives of over 21,000 rural Indians in 4 states across the country. This year, our team has significantly scaled impact, enabling over 1,500 families in 30 villages to have access to light post-sunset.
In order to understand the impact of Project Chirag, our team conducted an impact assessment study using the triple bottom line approach. Each household is now able to save close to 19 gallons of kerosene per year, bringing about a huge environmental impact by saving 270 tons of carbon emissions.
Each rural household, on an average, saves $24 every year on account of reduction in kerosene consumption, which constitutes 20% of their annual income. This translates into a total savings of $57,000 across the project this year. This amount is reinvested by the villagers in the purchase of high-yielding variety seeds, thereby improving their agricultural productivity.
At a macro level, this has resulted in the savings of government subsidies to the tune of $70,000 during the year. In a crude deficit country like ours, this has an enormous economic impact.
Farmers shared that they now have the sense of security to survey their farms even after dark. This prevents the encroachment of wild animals and the destruction of their crops, thereby improving economic gains.
In a country with illiteracy rates as high as 26%, our team provides that one chance to 5,000 aspiring students of these villages by making the words in a book visible after dark. A teacher from the Ujjaini village reflected that earlier, students appearing for the high school examination were unable to study and pass. However, this year, due to our intervention, 5 out of 7 students in this village have passed these exams, thereby promising them an improved standard of living in the future.
Rural shopkeepers can now keep their shops open for an additional 2 hours every day, thereby increasing their income.
95% of the villagers felt that these solar lights have helped them extensively in conducting indoor activities such as kitchen chores, tailoring, and making handicrafts.
The inbuilt mobile charger enhances telecom connectivity for the inhabitants of otherwise remote and inaccessible villages. Farmers shared that they're now aware of market prices of crops and are less prone to be exploited by middlemen.
This additional feature helps the villagers save 3 hours of traveling on foot to neighboring villages and $30 every year for just charging their phones.
For us at Project Chirag, there are 2 kinds of light. The first one is mounted onto their wall, and the other has its source in the villagers' eyes. They see the first one as their achievement. However, we see the latter as ours.
So who actually assembles these lights?
Let's now take a look at the enablers in the Project Chirag value chain, the differently abled community. 63% of India's differently abled population is unemployed.
The reason for our inclusive growth model is that we believe that a disability should not be a deterrent in the path of providing that equal opportunity to a community. They deserve that one chance to earn their own income.
Our team facilitated the training of 6 differently abled individuals living in the remote rural areas in the state of Maharashtra. We linked this community with a technical consultant and together transferred skill sets required for assembly, inventory management, quality control, and maintenance of solar equipment.
This year, Project Chirag has created 3 avenues of sustainable revenue generation for the differently abled community and has set up an effective supply chain management system.
Through the assembly of solar lights, provision of after-sales services, and commercial orders from other entities, each differently abled individual is now able to earn a sustainable annual income of $1,440, which is over 40% higher than India's per capita income, thus making them self-sufficient and financially independent.
Further, we partnered with the Fellowship of the Physically Handicapped for the quality testing and packaging of the equipment, making 10 individuals from this community an integral part of the value chain.
We realized that if a small group of SAIF HRC members could create an impact of such a magnitude, the consequences of a mass movement of students working towards the common goal of bringing light would be colossal.
It was time to multiply the impact of Project Chirag.
It was time to spread the passion to fulfill our vision.
It was time for the Light India movement.
Our purpose in taking this step was not only to increase the reach of the project, but more importantly, to sensitize the youth towards the needs of rural India.
This year, our team has partnered with 13 educational institutes in India and abroad, involving more than 12,000 students in our project. These students have been personally involved in awareness campaigns and installation of lights in villages.
Project Chirag is now no longer just a project, but a youth movement that channelizes the energy to radiate a light bright enough to reach every rural household and gradually engulf the entire country.
Now that we had reached a point where our impact could be far-reaching, our next efforts were to make our model sustainable through a three-point approach.
As of December 2011, our team has successfully set up a professionally managed non-profit organization called Chirag Rural Development Foundation, which will ensure the long-term success of Project Chirag. This foundation has made us eligible to avail of government subsidies, which will enable us to further the impact and reach of Project Chirag.
Further, we initiated a rural entrepreneurship model, wherein village entrepreneurs sell solar equipment at a retail price to villages that are above the poverty line.
The margins from this sale not only provide a source of income for the rural entrepreneur, but also act as a cross-subsidy for financing the equipment provided to villages in need.
We partnered with various corporates for employee engagement programs and grassroots-level non-profit organizations in different states for village identification and developmental interventions at the local level.
With the implementation of these steps, we aim to take our project to new heights.
By the end of 2015, we plan to light a total of 15,000 rural households, thereby having a potential impact of 75,000 rural Indians. This would be achieved by the setting up of 25 Project Chirag chapters across the country.
Meeting this increased demand will require the training and employment of an additional 16 differently abled individuals, thereby further contributing to the employment of the marginalized community.
Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." With this belief, we wish to bring that change so that others can see the world.
After tackling an issue lying on the rural side of the social spectrum, SAIF HRC's next initiative focused on a community that lies much closer to home: urban disadvantaged women.
This year, our team has incubated a women's empowerment project called Project Asha. Asha meaning hope, hope for a better future.
60% of Mumbai's population lives in slums, and 20% of them are below the poverty line. The Subedar Nagar is one such slum, situated in the heart of the bustling metropolis of Mumbai.
Women in these slums bear a lot of responsibility and are burdened with an endless list of household chores. Lack of education, family pressure, social taboos, and harsh living conditions withhold this community from taking up a dignified job and contributing to their family income.
Meet Manisha, a 35-year-old woman living in the Subedar Nagar slum.
I wake up at 5 in the morning, cook food for my husband and children, send my children to school, walk to the chawl tap to collect water for my family. I clean the house, cook dinner for my family, wash the vessels, and sleep, hoping for the next morning to bring something new. However, my next morning brings nothing new. We want to be empowered as women. We want to build an identity of our own, have a life of our own.
Our team understood the plight of Manisha and several other women like her who live in these slums.
On conducting a pre-intervention survey, we realized that these women were both talented and passionate about beauty services. Realizing this potential, we wish to understand how their skills could be converted into livelihood opportunities for these women.
We conducted a survey to better understand the market for professional beauty services in the city of Mumbai. We discovered that approximately 63% of women prefer to get their beauty services done in the comfort and convenience of their own homes.
Thus, we paired the need of these underprivileged women with the demand in the market and conceptualized Project Asha. The project aims to uplift these unemployed women by transforming them into skilled professionals to provide salon-quality beauty services at home.
Our team developed a 5-point model for the implementation of this project. We started off with the professional training of the underprivileged women and the creation of market links with various suppliers, following which we conducted pilot runs in order to receive feedback. This culminated in the establishment and launch of the brand Citrus Home Salon.
The 4 women working with the Citrus Home Salon have undergone a complete social and economic transformation. They now earn a sustainable annual income of $1,200, which is 20% higher than India's per capita income.
A testament to their efforts was when 3 of our clients incorporated Citrus at their workplace. They agreed to make the services of Citrus available to their staff as part of their employee welfare program on an annual basis.
To further ensure long-term success, we devised a capacity building program whereby these women conduct training sessions for 20 more women in the slum at a cost. This would create employability and further increase the scale of impact of Project Asha.
Manisha now leaves for work every morning with her head held high, and she returns each day satisfied and self-sufficient. She no longer needs to ask her husband for money for her personal expenses. She can now send her son studying in the 10th grade for special coaching classes.
From homemaker to breadwinner.
From pity to pride.
From denied to empowered.
Now let's take a look at how Saif HR College functions as an incubator for social enterprise for Project Chirag.
In phase 1, we conducted pilot runs, engaged the paraplegia community in assembling, and incubated the idea of Light for All.
In phase 2, we expanded to 4 states, built strategic partnerships, and added the deaf and mute community to the value chain.
In phase 3, we established a non-profit organization, added the differently able to our beneficiaries, and are currently in the process of delinking from project administration.
For Project Asha,
Currently in phase 1, we conducted pilot runs, established a standard operating procedure, and incubated the idea of women's empowerment.
Phase 2 will create employment opportunities for another 12 underprivileged women and increase the reach of the services from 5 to 25 locations in the city by 2013.
In phase 3, we look to hand over the project to a social entrepreneur to enhance the scalability and ensure the sustainability of this venture.
We now present the highlights of both the projects.
for Project Chirag,
Our project addresses and accounts for the triple bottom line of sustainability by directly increasing the avenues of income for the villagers, by enhancing their security and productivity, by providing the differently abled with an equal employment opportunity, and by cutting down the carbon footprint by 270 tons.
Our journey to empower began by convincing the villagers about a more healthier and a sustainable lighting option and transferring valuable skill sets and technical expertise to the differently able community.
our efforts to create market links and build strategic partnerships with non-profits corporates, and various educational institutions helped us in sustainable revenue generation and continuous expansion of the project.
Light is seen as that vital factor that will spark into motion an entire socio-economic change. Project Chirag addresses this need of villages who had no access to electricity and hence were below the poverty line.
Sound concepts in business and entrepreneurship were used to link the two target communities, the villagers as receivers and the differently able as enablers.
Project Chirag has enhanced the earning capacity of the beneficiaries and has given them access to materialistic comforts, healthcare, and education. By sensitizing the youth of India and by setting up of a non-profit organization, we have ensured continuous growth and success.
For Project Asha,
Our project addressed the triple bottom line by providing an equal employment opportunity for the underprivileged women, by enhancing their feelings of confidence and self-worth, and by making use of eco-friendly beauty products.
we empowered these women by transferring necessary skill sets, thereby building capacity for their long-term success. Today, through the capacity building program, these women are ready to train 20 other women from their own community, thereby ensuring sustainability of the project.
We identified the need to empower women in urban slums by transforming them into skilled beauty professionals, thereby making them financially independent and secure.
Fusing business and economic concepts, we prepared a project business plan to make this a more sustainable venture and a 5-point model to aid project execution.
Project Asha has made these women confident and self-sufficient and has converted a family below the poverty line into a double-income family. This has given them access to better education for their children and improved living conditions.
Today, we can proudly say our projects have given our communities a chance to dream, grow, and achieve.
A chance for underprivileged women to shake off the shackles of dependency.
A chance to 16 differently abled individuals to create their identity in society.
A chance to 5,000 rural students to aspire and accomplish their goals.
A chance to more than 21,000 villagers to step into a life of fulfillment.
Many barriers yet to overcome. A lot of hard work yet to be done. But for SAIF HR College, the journey has just begun.
2 वर्षापूर्वी आता लाईट आले त्याच्याबद्दल फार आम्हाला उपयोग झाला आहे.
तुम्ही कंदील दिलं ना आम्हाला त्यांच्यात आम्हाला चांगलं झालं सर.
एक महिना समज लाईट दिली ना तेव्हा आता म्हणजे पोराला पण अभ्यास कोणता काही करा चांगला वाटतं.
प्रोजेक्ट आशा से मुझे ऐसी हिम्मत मिली कि अपने पैर पे खड़े हो सकते, और उन्होंने इतना हमें सपोर्ट किया है कि आगे जाके हम लोग अपना खुद का कुछ ना कुछ कर सकते हैं.
Thank you.
Thank you to the team from India. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
I'd like to address a question on the Project Chirag. Over here. You're getting prepared to de-link from that as part of Phase 3, and it appears that there's a dual strategy. There's a strategy that involves government subsidy for those under the poverty line and a strategy that involves retail sales for those that are over the poverty line. Can you speak a little further about the economics of the sale process for above the poverty line and what your expectations are for government subsidies next year to continue the program as you de-link?
Thank you, sir, for your question. Regarding the rural entrepreneurship model, we've already identified close to 50,000 rural households in the state of Maharashtra, which are going to be targeted for the rural entrepreneurship model, which will create employment for close to 50 rural entrepreneurs. For the government subsidies, there are schemes available with the Government of India which give up to 90% of subsidies for solar home lighting, and we are already in the process of registering for these government subsidies. Thank you.
I have a question regarding your Chirag project. I wonder who supplied the technology for producing solar lights. Was it developed by your university, or it's some common technology? You secured license. How was it done?
Well, we started off by assessing the requirements of rural home lighting requirements, after which we created, SAIF HRC team was instrumental in creating product specifications for the light that we needed. We partnered with a social entrepreneur who had the technical expertise in the field of solar technology, and together we created the product. We launched that product for pilot runs and got feedback and again improvised the products. And we are also engaging with various engineering institutes today to further improvise our product on a periodic basis.
I have a question about Project Asha. Can you talk a little bit about how you conducted the market assessment, especially given some of the sensitivities in the society?
Thank you. For the market assessment, we did two kinds of market assessments. One was to understand, right now, as we mentioned, 63% of the women are availing of services at salons. So what we wanted to understand that the women had passion for beauty services. So what we went out, identified the area region in Mumbai. We went out and conducted surveys online. We had personal interviews and focus group discussions, which helped us understand the market for professional beauty services. And for the women, we actually went out to various slums nearby our university at the moment, and we conducted personal sessions in which we engaged with the communities to understand what were their requirements, what were they passionate about, what were they skilled with, and thereby we realized that beauty services was something in which they were really passionate. In fact, I'm happy to share one of the women said, to make someone look beautiful makes me beautiful. And that's something which touched us, and we really went ahead with the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Project Chirag, how should we think about the work that was done in the last, say, 12 months relative to what was done before? Was it just taking something that was well proven and then scaled and made more professional? What happened in the last 12 months relative to the other period?
The last 12 months were extremely important for us because as we mentioned, we scaled up to a certain level. We did 5 specific things this year. One was we set up the non-profit organization, which has enabled us to further scale up our impact. Secondly, we looked at setting up the rural entrepreneurship model, which will help us create more entrepreneurs. Thirdly, we created sustainable partnerships with organizations across India, which will enable us to scale in different regions across India. Fourth, we looked at partnering with, we empowered one more differently abled community and enhanced our value chain and our supply system management. With this, we created an impact of 7,000 villagers who were impacted across 30 villages. And today, we believe that if at all, the youth of India can light up 100 villages in just 2 years, together in the next 5-10 years, I'm sure we're going to look at aspiring
Your
to light
time
up
has
the whole
expired.
of India.
Judges, please join me in thanking the team from India HR College of Commerce and Economics. Judges, this concludes the final round of competition. Please use the yellow cumulative score sheet to rank the final 4 teams in order from first to fourth. Additional time will be provided should you still need to complete your written comments on the green individual team evaluation sheets. However, to expedite the scoring process, please first complete your cumulative score sheet with your final ranking. And please remember that you must rank each team and that no ties are allowed. You must assign a separate rank to each team, with 1 being the highest rank and 4 being the lowest rank. Bernie Milano from KPMG will collect the yellow scoring sheets.